In this lecture, we will look into Henry's law concept of solutions chapter. It's a fairly low weightage concept, rarely ever a question will come, but still it is in your syllabus. So, normally we saw in colloidal state there is so many types of solutions you can have. In Henry's law, the type of solution you are going to do is gas and liquid. So, instead of remembering gas and liquid, remember for example your soda. Doesn't matter Coke or Pepsi or plain soda, you are going to have gas and liquid, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, that is what is going to be our example for Henry's law. Now, what all can we do with it? Okay. Now, how much carbon dioxide or the gas can go into a given liquid? It will depend on the nature of the solvent and the nature of the solute. Okay. The solute is a gas, solvent is a liquid. The interaction is more, they will be soluble more, the interaction is less, they will be soluble less. Okay. It actually has a huge impact in nature. How much of water can be dissolved in, how much of water vapor can be dissolved in a certain solvent, or more practically how much of oxygen can be dissolved in seawater, okay, for the marine creatures to breathe. Now, what you want to know is solubility is basically nothing but your concentration. Solubility can be given by many symbols. Yes, okay. Solubility is proportional to the pressure on the system. Okay. Now, when it comes to Henry's law, what you are going to do is you are going to say solubility is type of concentration. In Henry's law, you are going to use mole fraction. Okay. Pressure exerted is proportional to mole fraction of the gas, which is solute. Okay. Now, this is mole fraction of the gas in liquid. Now, obviously proportionality symbol is not useful for calculation. So, what you have is a proportionality constant Kh, which is Henry's law constant. What happens is, let us say for example, at a given pressure, okay, we have for example at your room you have a soda bottle. It is a normal day, the day begins. Okay, have a soda bottle. Let us draw this. For example, this is a bottle and the cap is there, and you have your soda in there, and this is free space. So, we have our molecules here, gases. How much is inside? Okay, this will depend on temperature. Solubility for most of the gases, solubility is inversely proportional to temperature, because when the solute and solvent mix, they interact, exothermic reaction. Okay. If it is an exothermic reaction, obviously it is inversely proportional to temperature. Temperature increases, solubility decreases. Fair enough. So, we start the morning with this soda bottle. Okay. As we keep increasing the temperature, the day goes on and it becomes a hot summer day, the solubility will go down because they will go up here. Okay. Now, what do you do? To keep the solubility high, we have to decrease the temperature. You keep it in a refrigerator. So, the colder it is, if you want to put it in a freezer, it will be more soluble, as simple as that. So, now what has happened? The pressure is the same. Okay, nobody has changed the pressure. Then how is my solubility changing? Because my Henry's law constant is temperature dependent. As my Henry's law constant increases, this will decrease. Okay, these two are oppositely related, correlated. So, their product is always same at a given pressure. Okay, if you keep changing the temperature, if you keep the temperature constant, you keep changing the pressure, accordingly it will change. Okay. Now, there is nothing much to Henry's law other than this. It is a straightforward relation. Normally they will give you the pressure, they will give you Kh, they do not have to ask you chi b, they can ask you molarity, okay. You can convert mole fraction into any of them. Henry's law is mostly a theoretical concept. Okay. You want to understand, it is highly dependent on the gas that you are taking, okay, how much of gas is there, and also Henry's law constant is different for different gases. So, in general, Henry's law constant is high, okay, for a gas that is least soluble. Henry's law constant is high for least soluble gases. For example, if you take helium, Henry's law constant is very, very high. Okay. How does it affect our day to day life? Okay. Now, for example, if you are a scuba diver, you dive into the ocean. As you keep going, the pressure increases. Okay. As pressure increases, the solubility of gases in your bloodstream, okay, pressure increases, solubility will increase. Okay. What about your Henry's law? For example, if I choose my Henry's law constant to be very, very high, then my chi b will be low, correct? So, let us say for example, I have two gases, let us say O2 and helium. Okay. The pressure has increased, let us say for example into 2 times P. Okay. Now, what will happen? Both of the solubility of both of this is going to increase, but it will increase more for O2, solubility will increase more for O2 because the KH is less. Okay. Helium, for the given pressure, solubility will less because KH is more, because it is least soluble, it is an inert gas and not weight wise it is low, so molecular mass is low, so van der Waals force is low. So, helium is going to be lower in solubility because very high KH. Hence, what scuba divers do is their tank in the back always has helium in there, so that the solubility of gases is very, very low in the bloodstream. The reason is it is not so much the problem of gases being soluble in the bloodstream, more O2 is soluble, good for you actually it is. Okay. Hemoglobin becomes oxyhemoglobin, that is very good for you, but the problem is when you come out of the deep ocean into the surface, the pressure drops. If the pressure drops, solubility drops. So, the gases that are dissolved right now wants to come out really fast, they will burst the blood vessels. So, if you want to preserve that condition from happening, you want to preserve your blood vessels, then what do you need to do? You want to initially make sure that the amount of gases soluble is less. So, what I do? I always use a mixture of a gas that is less soluble. In chemistry, you can also say a soluble gas that has less soluble is high KH. Okay. Same thing goes for your solubility of O2, solubility of CO2, everything. When a given amount of solvent is given set of solvent is given, the solubility order is opposite of KH order. That is one that you want to know. Second thing, solubility is affected by temperature. As the temperature increases, solubility decreases. The best example is what is happening with global warming right now. It has been proven in Arabian Sea actually. Since the temperature of the ocean on average is rising about 1 to 2 degrees a year, so the amount of oxygen dissolved in water is going less and less and less. So, there is not enough oxygen. So, the oxygen demand by marine animals is getting not quenched. So, obviously, it is not easy for them to actually reproduce. So, the amount of marine animals has gone down. This is a proven research as well. The best example if you want to say is, you take a pot of water, okay, you are boiling it at home. Okay. When you boil it, you see on the sides gases coming out. Okay. Okay. These are the gases that basically are dissolved in water, they are coming out first. So, the first thing that comes out when you start boiling water, okay, let us say at home, you cannot see it unfortunately to get a better understanding, but this is what is happening. I start boiling a water, before your water vapor starts boiling off, before the water becomes water vapor, the first bubbles you are seeing is all these CO2, O2, all these gases that are less soluble in water coming out. Okay. This is the fundamental behind Henry's law. Okay. It is a very, very theoretical based question, rarely a numerical will come. Okay. Still it is better for you to understand, and the most important thing is you need to know what type of system, that way you do not confuse your Henry's law with your Raoult's law.